Well, hello Libras and welcome to Timsy's Naked Tarot. Don't worry, Timsy is not naked, the tarot read is naked, by which I mean I try to strip out as much astrology. I do that by using this plain deck here. Normally I would be just doing a general read, and that would be like whoever I'm doing the read about, but today I'm doing a financial read over the next 3 to 4 months. Okay, so from now until December 21st. I'll be putting one card for each month and then putting some clarifiers out on it. And what I'm using this deck for today is to find some star sign or type of star sign which has some special significance to some point during this time, okay, financially to you. So we'll start with this deck. It has been pre-shuffled, okay, so we'll find out what star sign may be significant to you. While I'm shuffling these, I will just point out that this is a general read. It may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry too much. There are plenty of timeless reads I have done on my playlist, so you can go back and watch any one of them if you like. Also, if it doesn't resonate with you, still subscribe and hang about, because next week's one might, because I don't follow any sort of cycle normally. I dip my toes into cycles every now and then, like the financial cycle we're now doing and the love cycle which I've done the last couple of weeks before. But all that being said, I just generally do general readings. Whatever energy is coming through to me the greatest at the time is what you normally get a read about. Okay, so I will just also like to point out that this is just an energy read on the financial situations which are coming down on your star sign over the next 4 months, okay, taking us up till Christmas time. People's free will can get involved in this. Your free will can get involved in this. Your second guessing, there we go, that is our card today. It is the 9 of Clubs, which is a much older fire sign. Okay, so a much older fire sign may have some relevance to all this read, or possibly just the last part of the read is more significant than the rest of it, because that would be coming under the Sagittarius energies, okay, which is a fire sign. And it'll be the only fire sign energies coming through here, because I'm doing 4 months, which means I've got all the fire signs, or all the signs: water, earth, air, and fire. Okay, so before I do my cut, we have got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is generally a card of disappointing messages, dramatic messages, and the like. Perhaps you might be getting an unexpected bill you weren't expecting. I have also got the Hermit card after I've just done my cut. I don't normally say it, but watch Virgos, okay? Virgos had the Page of Swords before I done the cut. Yeah, and I didn't actually do a cut. I went straight into the shuffle on that one. But then the first card I pulled out after the shuffle was the Hermit card. Okay, I'm going to shit myself if it's the first card I pull out for August into September. Okay, but anyway, let's crack on with it. I think I said all my disclaimers and everything. Yes, I'm no financial advisor. If I give you any financial advice, think very carefully before you take it. I'm a gambler, so I'm not the best with financial advice. And if it does sort of sound good to you, get it checked out by a professional first. Okay, as I said, I am no financial advisor. So first card out is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so August going into September. When I say August going into September, basically the month of Virgo, okay, or the birth months of Virgo. So from now until the 21st of September, your financial energies are mainly going to be around long-term investments, okay, and sometimes possibly there's a small energy of, is the effort I'm putting in worth the reward I'm getting out? Okay, so it's a case of looking at it as well. If you're, I don't know, I'm just trying to find an example, picking flowers, okay, and you spend all day, 10 hours in a field, baking sun, cutting flowers for some farmer and you're only getting paid £50 a day for it, is it really worth the effort? Could you go and use those 10 hours and find a better job elsewhere? Okay. That being said, the Seven of Pentacles is a divine timing card. That's why it's a long-term investments and things like that as well. It could be a good month to start doing long-term investments if you do investments and things like that. If you play the stock markets, look at some long-term ones. But yeah, generally it's like things which you may be doing now may be coming to fruition further down the line as well. It's a card of, well, as I said, divine timing. Things which are started now might bear fruits later on. Quite often in a lot of decks that will be like a farmer looking over his fields waiting for the harvest. Okay, right, so September going into October, which is basically your birth month, Libra, you have the world. You have a brand new big start. This implies you've got past judgment and you've learned some sort of life lesson. Okay, perhaps not listen to a tarot reader who has no idea about financial advice when they're doing a financial read. Okay, that could be a life lesson you learned, and maybe you're tuning into this during your birth month, a month after I've done the read, and that is your new start. Okay, now your life lesson. But there is something big happening. It is the most powerfulest new start you can have in the tarot deck. Okay, it is the universe giving you some sort of reward for learning a life lesson. The Page of Cups for October going into November. So we're talking like the month of Scorpio. It's a water sign month, okay, or the birth months of Scorpio. The Page of Cups is creative thinking, creative opportunities, going with your intuition, or as a warning sign, doubting your intuition. If something seems really good, yeah, and you're about to go for it, and then all of a sudden you think, no, it's too good to be true. Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's worth looking into a little bit more. Okay. And for the last run into December the 21st, so November to December, we've got the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, and first and foremost, is about communication. It's about team building. It's about social networking. Okay, so possibly sort of in the birth months of Sagittarius, the fire sign, by the way. Yeah, so this could have special relevance to it all. It's got a nasty glare. I'm in the hotel again. The lighting weren't designed for YouTube videos, but there you go. Yeah, what was I saying? Social networking. Yes, perhaps you are going into like an Etsy or an eBay type field and selling things you've made. You know, there was creative opportunities there, or possibly you're starting up a YouTube channel. It's sort of like that. Okay, there's a lot of reunions as well. Perhaps you are being invited or going on to a family reunion, and there is some opportunity there. Okay, let's get some clarifiers out on all this, shall we? And we'll see where it takes us. If I can find my cards, there they are. As I said, I'm in a hotel. Everything's not where it's meant to be. Okay, so no hermit yet. That's good. Oh yeah, we're also doing the Two of Pentacles, which was your sign or your card from the All Signs Overview I done for this financial read. The Two of Pentacles is kind of like a juggling. There may be a case of some of you will have to be sort of like, I don't know, stealing money from bills you have to pay at the end of the month to pay bills at the beginning of the months and things like that. But it was more of a feeling of like a new opportunity coming your way. It's like a Wheel of Fortune. There you go. That's the first card, what just flipped as I was shuffling. It is death. Dramatic pause. It's the death of something and the rebirth of something else. So and perhaps this divine timing card is the end of the divine timing. Okay, it's the finish of it, and the new thing is coming soon after. It would suggest that as well. Yeah, perhaps your long-term investments, it's time to pull your money out of them. Okay, if you have long-term investments, but it's definitely something is coming to an end, or perhaps the way you're living. Yeah, perhaps you are going out 3 or 4 times a week for takeaways and splashing the cash, and your finances are starting to get a bit stretched, and it's like, I can't really afford it, or maybe I'll only have one takeaway a week. Okay, but something is being reborn in its place. The Knight of Wands. I feel that's actually what's being reborn in its place, and the Knight of Wands is a card of fast action. Okay, it is a card of impulsiveness as well. It's a card of self-passion. So what's being reborn in its place is perhaps you're starting to splash your cash on yourself, okay, instead of on others, and you're literally going gun-ho into it. Take that as a little warning. Think about it before you spend it. And there's the Two of Pentacles from the Sunday All Signs overview I done, which is suggesting that this is a change of energies. It's a repeating cycle. Yeah, you've got the infinity symbol there. It's what I feel is the minor arcana of the Wheel of Fortune, which I said in the Sunday's All Signs overview. It suggests that the energy is switching from one thing to another. This whole read says that it's a divine timing card, and the divine timing seems to be coming to an end, not beginning. This is also about long-term investments and things in financial reads. Okay, something's coming to an end, something's being reborn in its place. You're starting to actually sort of splash out more cash on yourself, and something's coming to an end and starting again. Well, let's see what is actually starting, okay, because that will be the World card. Okay. The crossing card on there, by the way, I did look at it just before I started shuffling, was the Page of Pentacles, which ironically is new ventures, jobs and business or projects. Yeah, okay, get that. It's also about learning about these things. So perhaps you've been learning, and perhaps that's the divine timing we are looking at. You've been learning about doing all sorts of new things, and now you are possibly putting them into action. Okay. We have got the Hierophant, we have got the Seven of Swords, and we have got the Six of Pentacles. Okay. The Hierophant is a card of, strangely enough, it's a card of teaching. I said right at the end of all this, perhaps you've been learning something. Yeah, perhaps you have got to the point of becoming a guru on something, and you can start using this to help you financially one way or another. Perhaps you have been playing the stock markets, long-term investments and things, and you have got to a point where you're actually quite good at it. It resonates for some of you, I'm sure of it. The Seven of Swords is, again, it's a little bit of worrying on your side that you are going to slip up. Okay, yes, I'm feeling a negative thinking, a self-defeat from this Seven of Swords, and self-deception as well. It's a case you're worrying that perhaps I should get out while the going's good, okay, before I lose it all, before someone comes in and takes all my swords away from me. The Six of Pentacles is giving me a feel of, well, it's giving me a feel of actually sharing what you know. Yeah, this is sort of all about knowledge, and it could be a spiritual connection as well. But it's like sharing your knowledge, sharing your wealth. Not quite speculating to accumulate, but more of like donating to charities and things like that, and getting good karma coming back from the universe from that way. It is also a card of balancing, and crossing this is also a card of balancing. It's the Justice card. It is I'm getting off that one. It is a case of karma. What goes around comes around. Okay, so you donate to charities. Yeah, okay. I can't really afford to donate to charities, but here, have a fiver. Yeah, so it's a worthy cause and all that, and the universe is going to be paying you back in kind. Normally with karma, it's a threefold effect. Okay, you pay a fiver, and I don't know, something's going to happen, and you're going to find 15 quid. Yeah, you're going to put your rubbish in the bin, and there's 15 quid sitting there. Okay, but But it is going to balance the scales, and it is all turning in your favour. For some of you, there may be a slight legal issue with something you have done or something you are doing, okay, with that justice card, but it tends to be balancing in the favour of the person having the read done. In this particular case, this will be you, Libra, so it could be balancing out a legal finance for you. Okay, so this Page of Cups has got the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, and the last card for that is the Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles is a new job, or possibly a pay rise or promotion, an advancement within the company you're already working in, some sort of new responsibility within work. Okay, either a new job or the other things I listed off. There is definitely work it's coming in, because we've got the Eight of Pentacles there, and that is all about work. It's also about skill development and sort of building up your knowledge of your working career. Okay, so perhaps you're coming up from apprentice into like just a general sort of whatever your trade is. With a Queen of Wands sitting at the end of all this, though, I'm feeling, I'm feeling perhaps being a bit like a social butterfly, or someone flitting around from one group to another would help this. Perhaps this is what you are now doing within your work, this promotion or this move of such. Perhaps you're now become a manager, and you're having to flit around different work groups and sort of make sure they're all working right, and seeing how you can advance and streamline their efforts. The Ten of Cups are crossing all this. The Ten of Cups is kind of like my minor arcana of the sun. Okay, it's a minor arcana of the sun. I see the Ten of Pentacles as the minor arcana of the sun. So this is actually sort of quite fulfilling for you. It's kind of making you feel quite happy and putting you into a more better positive energy. Okay. So the Three of Cups, and I said about social networking down here, and being a social butterfly, flitting around between groups. It's all groups. So this takes a deeper, sort of more complex dive at the end of the year. Okay, so we go into it even more. Okay, so we got the Queen of Swords. Let's just throw our fire sign there for a second. The Justice again. And the Four of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Swords. It is sort of knowing the truth about things, but I am starting to feel this is more like a promotion within the company. There you go, just so you can see what we got there. It's more like a promotion within the company, and you're being moved into more of a management role. So you're going to have to start to be a little bit more cold and emotionless to what were your workmates, because it's hard to be your boss and your friend at the same time. Or it's hard to be their boss and their friend at the same time. So while at work, you're having to take a step back and become the boss. I don't really care about this, I don't really care about that. Just get on with your work. Okay? But at the same time, you know the truth about things, because you were in their shoes not so long ago. So you may be a little bit lenient with the caring side of things. Okay? And sort of, yeah, okay, but take 5 minutes, get on your phone, sort it out, then get back. Okay? Which brings us to the Justice. You're going to have to balance it all. Okay? You're going to have to be balancing your social networking. You're going to have to be balancing your social flitting around from one place to another. You're going to have to be balancing your cold harshness compared to your passionate understanding side. This one was all about balance earlier on. It is now you having to find the balance. Okay, this is going to leave you feeling rather drawn and tired, and you're going to have to be sort of taking time out to recover. I don't mean actually like taking a big chunk of time off work. The Christmas holidays are now coming up, but you're actually going to put everything down when those breaks come, and you're just going to literally go, not touching work for a little while. I'm going to sort of just rest and recover from this, heal from it a little bit. Okay, crossing it is the Star card. Okay, the Star is a wish. Basically, it's a wish to be fulfilled. Okay, you've kind of been manifesting this over the last few months. The completion, maybe you've done an exam or something which has allowed you to get this promotion. Okay, with the teacher or the Hierophant there, the guru, that would suggest that as well. The new start would suggest that. But you've been sort of manifesting it. You may or may not realise you've been manifesting it. You may have been keep walking around saying, oh, I could do this job so much better than him. You know, to the universe, that's managing. Well, can you now? Can you? Well, you've just left this big void. You just said you can do it, but you're not showing that you can do it. Here, there's the chance. Go and do it. Okay, prove to me that you can do it. So that is your read. Hopefully it resonated with you. If it did, please like, subscribe, share and comment. If it didn't resonate with you, don't worry too much. I will be going back onto my standard normal reads later on after doing all this financial reads. Okay, thank you very much and catch you all soon.